guys, what is going on? Crunchy here and welcome to my brand new series Boss Hunter. So for a few weeks now I've really wanted to start like a bossing or PVM series. As you guys probably know, I have mentioned it a few times now, so I'm very happy to actually finally be making a start on this. I think it's going to be an awesome series and should be a lot of fun, should be a lot of loot, a lot of drops, stuff like that. I'll tell you how all the drops and that are going to work in just a second, but yeah, originally I didn't really want to just be bossing. I didn't want a bossing series because I'm pretty limited at the moment, seeing as I don't have soul split or curses, so the amount of bosses I can do is pretty limited. However, I am pretty close to getting curses now, which I'll update you guys in another video next week or sometime, and yeah, I'm pretty close to that. So what I thought I would do is just go and start training, start getting back into bossing again. So I went with my friend, oh my god it's Ninja, and actually started to practice. So the first boss I did, as you can see, is Zami, and that is the boss throughout the whole video. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that. And I haven't actually been to Zami in over a year. I only literally started going back in the God Wars dungeon a couple of weeks ago. I went bossing once to Sarah and that was pretty much it. So since then I've pretty much not touched any bossing or anything like that in probably about 2 years now, so it's been a long time. So finally getting back into it again and it just feels awesome. Over the 2 trips I've done yesterday and today, it's just been so much fun just to get back into it, have a lot of fun doing it, because recently I've just been skilling and you know it gets kind of boring. I prefer PVM, so definitely it has been a lot of fun. I've made an arrangement with my duo partner that I'm going to try and go each day, maybe not Sundays because it's kind of hard for me to play on Sundays, but pretty much every day I'm going to go to a different boss or do like a variety of bosses throughout the week, which will be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get a lot of drops and you know a lot of clips for this series, depending on how time goes and how close I am to soul splitting curses, but yeah, that is the plan, to hopefully go to one boss each day. Another thing I get asked quite a lot is you guys asking me to do like boss massing with my subscribers, and yes, honestly I think it'd be an awesome idea, you know, get a lot of awesome drops, have a laugh, have, you know, just a good time. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm definitely on board with it 100%. The only thing that you guys need to take into consideration is of course that I do work. I'm not free all the time to play. I can try and do it as much as possible, but obviously I'm working on this series now, I'm working on getting soul split, I'm working on getting into Prifdinous. I've got quite a few things going at the same time, so I will try and go at least 2 or 3 times a week, maybe do a KK mass or something like that once I've learned how to do it. But like I said, I do have quite a lot of things to do, so if I don't go one day or I can't make it, don't get annoyed at me, because I'm probably working on this series, working on Soul Split. Like I told you guys, there's a lot of stuff I've got going on right now, but I will try my best to obviously work on it. I need to learn how to KK to begin with, so maybe that'll be a fun way to sort of get together. You guys could sort of teach me, I guess, but of course once I have learned to do it I will obviously go with you guys whenever you want. But now that is all explained, the main thing about this series is of course the end goal. So for me, I'd love the series to go on forever and ever, you know, have a lot of fun with it. But in the future there will of course be other series that I want to take up, more bossing ones, PVM ones, stuff like that. So for this series, the end goal is to obtain one of each main big drop from each boss. So all I want to do is get at least one of each one. So I can have more than one, but at least one is the main goal. Right now I do have my current loot tab, as I've already told you guys before. I've made a note of all the loot I've obviously got in this video, so it doesn't really get lost or sold by accident. So what I'll do is, like I said, just sell my current loot tab and start a fresh one for this Boss Hunter series. But moving on to the drops now and the loot, which I know is the best part. Yesterday we didn't really have the best trip, it wasn't really anything special, but nonetheless here it is. This is obviously the combined loot, of course. As you can see, it was worth about 686k, which like I said isn't great, but considering I went there just to sort of learn the ropes of how to boss again, it was better than nothing. So my share of course was half of that, which you saw on the screen. Plus on the side I did pick up quite a few of the noted one of Zamorak's and a couple of other smaller bits of loot as well. So overall I got about 472k plus about 50k in coins I picked up off the floor. So call it 520k for that trip, which, you know, isn't great, but it isn't too bad. With all the money, I'm just going to keep a note of it in my notes tab just so I can, you know, always add it up easily on there. But moving on to the next trip, which we did today. This was a hell of a lot better than the one we did yesterday. Just to kick this off, the first kill got us Gloves of Subjugation. The first kill, which is, I know it's only 434k, but you know, it's part of the armor that I want. It's a piece that I can, you know, tick off the list now for this series and add it into the loot tab quite nicely. After this kill, it was just like the usual loot for a couple of kills, and then I think around the 3rd or 4th kill, we actually got an effigy. Of course, I didn't get that. Not the biggest thing, but you know, it's pretty cool to have it. I think it's like 2 times as rare, as some of the stuff. I can't remember what it was, my friend told me. But yeah, that was pretty awesome to have that. And then the kill straight after that was another one, which was pretty funny. Of course, like I said, I didn't get them, but yeah, just to have 2 in a row I thought was pretty funny. From this point we didn't really get anything big drop wise, but we did get quite a nice KC, quite a lot of XP, stuff like that, which was always nice. There was one drop of the Ward of Subjugation, which is quite nice, but until the very last kill we didn't really get anything. So on the very last one we were basically going to pack up the trip and leave, because I basically wanted to start making this video because I got the gloves. I was like, yeah, I'll make the video now because I have, you know, one piece of the Subjugation armor which I wanted to have. But on the last one we got the Garb of Subjugation. We stayed one last kill just for luck, and it actually gave us luck, which was pretty crazy. You know, I definitely wasn't banking on that happen, and I'm pretty sure my friend wasn't either, but seriously that just made us so happy and made the trip completely worth it for sure. You know, it just added like 3 mil worth of loot onto what we had, so it was pretty awesome. And before I get on to the second lot of loot, whilst I was there I did manage to get up 2 magic levels, one yesterday's trip and one in today's, so I'm now level 84 magic, which is pretty nice. But here is the price check of the loot for the second trip, and I know some of you might be wondering why I have the garb and not my friend. That's just because, as you might have seen, I did pay him half the money for it, just so I can have the item in the loot tab as sort of proof for this series I do have it. That's why I did that. I'd rather have the item for show and then just sell it in the end, you know, just pay half out now. But yeah, this is my share of the loot from the second trip. Most of it was given to me in money because the items, they weren't very exciting like I told you guys. But yeah, total of 3.8 million items from this trip for my share, which is awesome. We made so much money there, it was absolutely amazing. Plus I got given 566k, which of course wasn't added into the price check, and I picked around 100k up off the floor whilst I was there as well, so that's nearly 4.5 mil from that trip. Of course, taking away the 1.5 mil that I gave to him for the gown, that still leaves us with 3 mil for the second trip, which is, you know, a lot more than the first trip. Definitely really awesome. I got 2 levels up and received 2 subjugation drops, which overall I couldn't really ask for anything more. That was so cool. It was so much fun to do that, and definitely just in the 2 trips that I've done so far, having 3.5 mil now for this series in value is, you know, definitely motivating. It's a lot of fun, and seriously guys, this series is just going to be awesome. The main goal at the end is just going to look wicked when we finally get there. So yeah, that is all for the first episode of this series, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. It's seriously going to be a big series, and hopefully you guys have as much fun, you know, you're entertained by watching it. Of course, like I told you guys, I'll do masses, you can get involved, stuff like that. I have no problem with that whatsoever, and I will sort the loot tab out somewhere next week and show you guys in a video how much the current one's worth, stuff like that. And with the money I could probably, you know, get some better gear, stuff like that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Leave a massive thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and let me know what bosses you'd like to see. But until then guys, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.